Greetings and welcome in. I'm Mad Hat, aka your host. This will be episode 3 of the Mars Normal playthrough. Today's goal is to try and make the furnace. Um, and then steel, obviously, because we're going to need a lot of steel for a lot of different stuff. And I'd like to get, I think, the pipe bender up, because eventually we're going to have to start cooling that base off. Um, and then we'll see where it goes from there. So let's get this show on the road. I did, right after I ended the stream last night, just mine up enough uh, iron and coal to make steel, so you guys didn't have to watch me mine. Got that out of the way. Check our stats. Water's good. Must be dark outside. That's something we should probably do is... I think it's made there, I think. Make that portable light so we're not draining our suit battery down. Light. Nope, it's not in that one. Iron. Figures. Yeah, we'll leave that there. Have to melt some iron. The furnace though. Iron and copper. Think I got. Yeah, I got copper. Yeah, so to make steel in that one furnace that we're gonna build, you need. Actually, we can look it up. For those of you that haven't played, like I mentioned last stream, the beautiful thing about Stationeers is they've got their own Stationpedia, right? So any kind of information you want to look up is in here. So like today we want to make steel. What's it take to make steel? Well, steel's an ingot. So you go to the ingots, and these are the uh, super alloys that you make with the advanced furnace. That's not the furnace we're gonna make, but the furnace afterwards. Um, but here's steel. So to make steel, and it shows what furnaces you're able to make them in. Yeah, and this is the furnace that we're gonna build. Excuse me. Hold on a second. Okay, sorry. Woke up with an nasty cough today, so see how it goes. Um. Anyway, to make steel in that furnace, we need 3 parts iron to 1 part carbon or hydrocarbon, which is coal, right? And we've got that. So 3 parts iron to 1 part coal. So once we get that made, we'll take care of that. So for I think for right now, we'll just go and smelt this iron and the copper. Copper. I and lock the helmet. We've already had that incident where my helmet accidentally popped open. Guess I could have chunked them through the suit or through the chute, but I still have to come out here and turn it on. And eventually we'll be able to figure that out. Um, put some logic chips or something out here. Actually, it is on, isn't it? I think we discovered that the other day. But we still have to come out and activate it. Hold on. That should be the inlet. Yeah, we have to go out and activate it. So that's something we could do with logic eventually. And we have the printer to do it. It's that one right there. So that's something we can do later on. There we go. Yeah, because it's on. So it would be easier to get a logic reader to read the furnace. And then a logic writer to write from the furnace to the... Oh, I think we discussed this yesterday. We're going to need a slot reader. At any rate. Might just do it with IC. It'd be way easier. 2 lines of code, you're done, you know. At least in your main loop, so. Filter low. So yeah, that's something else we're gonna have to do today is the pipe bender. Hopefully that doesn't come across your screen. Antivirus. Now we need copper. So that is an inlet, right? If you don't make it, you just walk up to it and kick it in the hole. Now we gotta go out there and hit the button again. Once we get this furnace built up, we won't be in, out, in, out, in, out. It'll just be come out, smelt the stuff, pick it up, and then do what we need to with it. So I think we're going to hang out in here for just a little bit. You can see that hygiene icon's popped up now, so we're going to have to stay out of our suit for a bit. Ah. Okay. Yeah, the automatic airlock's going to be a nice addition too. Problem is I need a light. What was it for the light? 5 grams of iron. I think we can afford a little bit. Let's throw some iron in. And make this light. So we can get out of our suit. What was it, yesterday, I think? I was able to finally review and edit my first episode and get it posted to YouTube, so. Oh, great. Now we need a battery. I don't think we can make the large one yet. No. Hmm. Well, I gotta have a battery. Did it spit my copper out yet? Oh. Okay. We'll get this charging. There's my copper. Okay, so now I need the iron back. Whoop. We can throw copper in here. After we close that, we don't spit it back out at us. I need the iron. That can go back in there. That can go back in there. And then pick up the iron. Okay, so this furnace is gonna be nice. I'll have to go get. We'll have to go get some ice to.
Power low.
Test it out though. Nice thing about ice is you mine up the ice, and man, you get a lot of it. So. All right. Pick this up. Okay, perfect. Look at that. And the sun's coming up. So, we put the battery in there. I turn my suit off. Turn this. Oh, wrong button. Turn that on. Look at that. Portable light. Light in a hurry without your suit. So now we can get rid of some of this hygiene issue we're having for a little bit. And then with this, so you can also kind of take care of your suit needs by hitting R if your suit's in your inventory, and you can like swap the battery out. You can refill your oxygen tank if you have to, and then empty your waste gas, change your filters. Pretty handy. Put that back for now. And now we've got light. Once we're able to make steel, we'll put a larger battery in there. I was only able to put a small one in, but that's okay. No biggie. Gosh, then we gotta figure out where we want to put that furnace. I'm thinking just kind of... maybe... yeah, just right out here or over there. Build a little platform for it, you know. That'll be our furnace setup. So we'll take this. That's already off. Go to our construction supplies and oh, we got no sheets though. Okay. And we got no way to vent it. Crap. Alright. So guess what our next trick is? We need the pipe bender. Pipe. That way we can build the valve and the... I need gold. Power just dropped. It's okay, we've got coal I can throw in there real quick. Pipe bender, we need gold, so I'm gonna do this. I don't think we have any in our locker. Oh, we do, look at that. Like I said, I tried to do some mining off camera for you guys so we didn't have to go out too much today.
Hydration critical.
I don't know how everybody feels about mining. It's Speaking of hydration, now that we can do this without our suit on, might as well eat while we're at it. Let's actually top that water off too. That's something else we're gonna have. Yeah, see, I just used that last water bottle, but that's okay because in survival supplies, you've got another box with 4. Yeah, we're gonna have to get water up pretty quick. Okay, got that topped off. And you notice our hygiene icon went away because we got out of our suit for a bit, so that's important. And I'm not sure, I'd actually have to do some research, but I'm not sure what the bad hygiene does. I don't know if it, like, increases your metabolism or you know, if it adversely affects you in any way. I'll have to look that up when I get back with you guys. So, gold. We'll throw that in there. Excuse me. Try to remember to mute myself. Alright.
Power critical.
Oh, did we not? That's right, our power died. That's alright. 99 is better than nothing. Okay, so going out. Why were we coming out? Sorry, like I said, I get sidetracked easy. Power's good. And we're gonna fix that hopefully today. Sun is over there. And it's going that way. I'd like to keep my wind kind of going this direction, but it would really be best if our solar panels kind of go this direction. We can always put them on the roof. I tend not to do that. What I tend to do is build a tower with a platform, but since we're in a relatively flat area overlooking the canyon, I don't see why we can't just build a just a platform out here, or even out there. Probably out here. Probably right here for now, with solar panels on it. I forgot why I came out here now. Do you guys remember? Oh, because the furnace got interrupted. Oh, okay. Okay. Because we need the gold. Yeah, we'll definitely have to fix this. There's no gold in there? Did it spit it out and I missed it? Or does the thing shut off when the power kicks off? Yep. Just have to remember to turn this portable light off when you don't need it. That's my big issue. Eventually later though, they do have wireless technology, so you'll be able to wirelessly recharge batteries. And well, I set that up around the base, right? So like the important stuff that you use, or the stuff that you use quite a bit of, your tablet. Not so much the suit battery, because this actually has a larger capacity than the big wireless one. You know, but your wireless light, your tablet, maybe your mining drill, you know, your drill, whatever. Your choice. Nice thing about stationery. Did it die again? No, we're still good. How much power does this have? 20%. Well, even if we don't get a lot of gold out of it, we only need like 10 grams. Not even that, 2. There's 2 in there. Suppose if we were in a hurry, but now it's dark. So let's do this. It's gonna drain that battery pretty quick. We'll have to work on. One nice thing is once we get this furnace, we'll have steel. So steel's gonna open up. Steel's gonna open up a lot of. Actually, don't pause it. Let's keep that furnace going. Escape. F1. Let's. So steel. I don't think it shows what it makes. So, here we go. Steel's gonna make. Definitely the large batteries, you know. Steel's gonna make the heavy coils. Steel's gonna make the, I think this too. We can make that now. This here, the battery kit, right? Which makes the station battery, so we'll be able to bank up some extra power, you know. So once you're able to manufacture steel, you're doing really good, man. You're on the road to success. Put that back. And the way we've got it set up, you know, we've got coal emergency power if we have to. Don't know if we have enough power to get this going though. Yeah, that battery's almost dead. And I can't use my suit battery. So, looks like we'll pop some coal in. And I may... What I made, yeah, I can put a chute right here so we can just feed that furnace. Let's not have an incident. I don't need, sorry, wrong button. Some games, one button does one thing, and on another game, a different button does the same thing, you know. So let's just do about 10. I don't think we need much. That'll give us a jump start power for a little bit. Yeah. And then we're making the bender, I think. Yeah. Should have enough for that. I just don't know if we have enough time. We'll try it. Long as that. Ugh. Might have to throw more coal in. Got that stack too if it comes down to it. Yeah, well, we gotta throw more coal in. You don't have to do it this way. Going out, you can use the button, but coming in, because we don't have an advanced airlock yet, you gotta cancel the cycle process, or cancel the pressurization process, because it's just faster if you do it that way. So we'll throw another 10 in, see how that goes. Right, so you can really once we get the airlock set up, you can just hit that button there on the door. But if I keep it going, it's gonna suck all the air out of this room and into there. We don't necessarily need that. Hopefully that's enough power. And I'll probably just put it probably right in here somewhere, I guess. You know, and this is just temporary, right? This is just something to get you in, get you started. You know, we'll be able to expand, especially now that we got steel. So somebody did a comparison. I think it was on the Steam forums. Hey, it was Steam or Reddit or whatever, but somebody did a comparison with the materials required to build the item frames like we did for this floor, or the steel frames, and it's actually cheaper in resources, believe it or not, per frame to make the steel ones. So, like I said, once you're able to make steel, man, steel's gonna change your life. For the better. For the better. Steel is really handy. So there's our pipe bender, and I'm just gonna put it there for now. Get to the output, get to the input. I can walk through there. Okay, what do we need? Obviously not that tool. Iron sheets, something we don't have. Sheet. And we need 2 of those. Gonna have to get the scrubber out, man. I'm probably poisoning her.
Temperature critical.
Yeah, see how the temperature spiked in here? That's another reason to build this, so we can build our cooling mechanism. Cable coil. And then the screwdriver? Or do we need plastic sheets? Yeah. That, I believe we have. No. We went over this already.
Temperature critical.
At least it warmed up in here. And if it comes down to it, right, we can always drop some oxide gas in the room to bring the temperature down. And it's not going to hurt because I mentioned in either last video or the video before that once we start growing plants, you know, we want at least a minimum of 50 kilopascals of pressure in this room because that's kind of what they like, you know. The more you meet the plant's needs with light and um, water, pressure, atmosphere, you know, the more they will produce, right? So if you plant something, you don't have like the perfect conditions for them, they'll yield a crop, but it may not be like their maximum potential, you know. So from what I've just experienced by playing, hold on, I will pause this though. What I've experienced by playing with some of the crops is you can get a max up to, at least in my experience, three of some of the crops. You know, three potatoes, three soybeans, three tomatoes under ideal conditions. Now, if those ideal conditions aren't met, then you're gonna get like, you know, one or two depending on the plant's um, growth. What is it? Growth efficiency, I think it's called. Uh, I showed it to you in the first video on the plant analyzer tablet, that green tablet that was in my base. On the moon. On the moon. So we got the pipe bender up. Now we just gotta wire it in. Whoop. A little quick on the draw there, dude. There. Okay, so now we've got the furnace and we need to be able to vent it. Actually, I think the only thing we need to build is the valve. Because we still have, and I think I stowed them in here, pipe. My battery died. Search. Valve. Copper and iron. And in the beginning, you're going to rob from one machine to feed the next one till you get a steady supply of resources going. Turn that off. What was it? Copper and gold or copper and iron? Yeah, we got it. Just need one. Just need one. Okay, so now we got a valve. Oh, we need a cowl. Cowl. Got all the stuff for that, but we're out of iron. I think I've got more. No, we don't. Gonna have to get some. That's off, that's off. Turn that off. Goodbye. Well, helmet. We need... Crap. We need iron sheets, so... I think I'm just gonna build a little platform for right now for that. So if we do like a 2x3 maybe. So let's get. Do we have 6 frames? Yeah. We'll do 6 frames. If we have the iron, which we don't. Ugh. I don't even have a little bit of iron. I'm not using that. I hate to do this to you folks. We're gonna have to do a little bit of mining. Am I good to go? Yeah, I'm good to go mining. Turn that off. Alright. Sorry. It's, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. So it may be a little boring. Iron, iron, iron. And I've been kind of just diving over the hill here. I wonder if my tracker's on. That's alright. We're going west. As long as we go... I need that stuff too. As you can see, I've got a couple of holes there. But I've been just diving over the hill getting resources. So... try not to dig around the base. You know, I did that on the moon. I quickly regretted it, because once I got that rover built, man, I've dumped that rover into so many holes. Yeah, not fun. I say we just get a stack for now, get this show on the road. Maybe 2 stacks. Pipe bender needs quite a bit of iron, so we'll get a second stack here. Just top that one off, call it good. Because I'm going to have to refill these filters up here. And they take iron. Maybe one more piece. One more piece. There we go. Yeah, if you guys don't mind me mining, say something. You know, I can keep a conversation going while you watch the boring stuff, or I can do it off camera. Either way, does not matter to me. I am here for you. And anytime you get a chance, you know, especially if you know you're going to be inside quite a bit, open up your suit and even shed it, you know. I think that's why on this playthrough, normally, you know, nothing's saying this can't be the workshop later and we add the actual base onto this. But normally I build my workshop stuff out there, you know. But it's in, out, in, out, in, out. And honestly, I got the idea from my wife who plays. She has all her stuff inside her base, and then a couple other players do. Like, I don't know if you guys know Chewy and Sophie from Panic and Die Gaming, or owner of the Cosmos, and he does a lot of good instructional videos, and they got all their machines inside. So I thought I'd give it a shot, see what happens. Sorry, I don't mean to cough in your ear. We'll toss that inside. Ugh, gotta go activate it. Yeah, we're gonna fix that. Just as soon as we can. What we really yeah. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. What we really should do is, at some point, try and get solar panels up and a station battery. Alright, so if we build this furnace outside, think, oh man, days are just too short. I'm thinking just kind of right out here somewhere. Far enough away where if I blow something up, it's not gonna hurt the base. So we'll do a 2x3 right here. And then weld that up and we can place the frame on it, or the furnace on it. And then we'll be golden, man. We'll be making, we should have got ice while we were out there. So iron sheets. As soon as it spits it out. Yeah, if you ever lose something, right, because you've got an output like this here near an input, just check the input side. Sometimes they eat it up. There it comes. That was gold. Well, that's weird. Where'd my iron go? Who needs gold? You don't. You don't. Gold's gonna be made, I believe it's the steel cable. Copper and gold, I think. Check it out. Cable. Bull. Cable. Coil. Crazy, right? Yeah, gold and copper. So, any extra gold that... I gotta go back outside. Oh, I can't wait to fix that. Sorry, it's like watching me run around with my head cut off. 1, 3... Close, lock. I'm pretty sure I tossed iron in there. And I thought we had a full stack of gold in there, too. And it only spit out 19, you know? There's something in there. There's the iron. Okay. Get some sheets made. We'll put the furnace up. And then we won't need power to smelt. But daylight comes, we gotta get oxide ice and that volatile ice to fire up the furnace. That's what it requires for fuel. 2 parts volatile, 1 part oxide. There she is. Okay. We needed iron for... Not a purifier. Sheets. Sheets. We just need 6. Actually, don't need those. We got our layout already. Five. 6. Okay. I think we got everything else on us, so hopefully it won't take too. Perfect. Now, what I'll do is put that furnace kind of in the middle. That way you've got access to, you know, the input side and the output side. Okay, so now we just gotta figure out the proper... Looks like the piping's on the right side, but I don't want it going that way for... Can I rotate it the other way? No, go back. Must be this way. There we go. Okay, so in, out. Looks like the gauge is on top where I like it. Can't really center it though. Let's put this kind of offset to the left. And then right there. Oh, we're gonna need some stuff for this. Oh, we need more sheets. Okay, so you can kind of plan ahead so you've got your resources, which I should have done. So furnace, and it's the kit furnace, and it shows you the stages, right? So we will need 4 iron sheets in total to build this furnace. So we just need to go make 4 more. I left that on. That's alright. So you can go forward. Finish welding this up. So it should have been because I think you end with the welder. Yep. Perfect. Now, so really everything's got an input output, right? That's the output side, so that'll be our exhaust gases. And then that's the input side. Input, if you're gonna feed it like a fuel mix that you make yourself, you know, you can do gas fuel or liquid output, huh? Interesting. Gas fuel, I would imagine you can do liquid fuel, but there's no liquid input. But anyway, our gas output is right there. And what I try to do is wrap that valve around. Go up first. I want that valve where I can reach it so it's not freaking way up there, you know? I want to do everything from the ground. So, I think I usually come out this way. Then forward. Whoop. Ah. Okay, and we'll put a bend right there. And our valve. I like to have that valve so when you flip it, it's going in the direction of the flow of gas, you know?
Hydration critical.
Yeah, we'll fix that in a minute. Should be good, huh? Just venting the excess pressure out into the atmosphere. Okay, furnace is ready, and how convenient it is it's daylight. Hopefully the daylight lasts long enough where I can get a quick drink of water and some food. And then we'll go mine some ices right quick. Again, it's gonna be boring, my apologies.
Low pressure. Oxygen
Still
low.
on.
Oxygen
Hang on, guys.
critical.
I'll be right back.
Pressure critical.
Alright, sorry about that. I'm an emergency responder and I heard my radio going, so I need to shut that off. Back to what we were doing. I didn't even pause it. Way to go, dummy. Okay. So we need volatile and oxide. Hopefully I've got enough room. Oh, almost like this path for the rover. Maybe I'll go down here. I mean, that's volatile. I need that, but... Of course, anywhere we drive is going to be nice. I think... I mean, I suppose you could... like, put a frame or a wall or something down here. Build a little bridge, you know, cover up some of the holes that you dug out. Hey, look at that. There's oxide right there. get a lot of ice, so you got to be careful with that, right? So we need more volatile at the moment. We actually need twice as much volatile. So these ices, see how that fell? I don't have the room. Now, the ices, if it's a certain, above temp, whatever their melting point is, if it's above a certain temperature, you can't keep the ice in here. So you have to move your ores in there. Yeah, see, it's gone. It melted. Temperature was perfect for that. So like this yeah, you see that? I was just gonna say, this first layer of dirt, it doesn't give you the indication that there's ore there here. So it's a good idea when you're mining that first layer to kind of just waller it out a little bit. Make sure you're not missing any. And of course later we'll be able to build a handy contraption that'll show us where ice is. I think we're okay. Alrighty, so what we'll do, I got a bunch of crap on me, so we'll offload a lot of this junk. And then try and make some steel. I need to make room for 4 ores though. Okay. Light. So, I don't need... Guess I got rid of them already. Yeah, frames are there. Okay. Don't need the pipe. I need my tablet. I don't really need... I need those right away. We're gonna have leftover heat, so I could just smelt that gold. Wonder, wonder where that other mining belt is. Portal scrubber we're gonna use later. Should be in with the... There it is. So you'll get a flare gun. White flares. Mining charges. And a mining belt. Put that there. Actually, is there flares in it already? No. So that will save up a spot. So you can actually mine at night. You put these white flares in there and shoot them off at a... Don't shoot them... Well, I mean, you do what you want, but I usually shoot them off at a 45 so I get a wider area. And I can walk forward while being able to see. I wanted the mining belts, what I wanted. You gotta be careful with these things. I actually accidentally detonated one of those, putting them in something. Okay, so now we can actually turn this into our ice belt. There. We can put these back in here. That opened up some space. So So what do we got? We got gold. Let's put this in there, put that in there, that in there. 1, 2, 3. Need more room. Four. From what I said earlier was 3 parts iron to 1 part hydrocarbon. That's our steel. That portable light sure makes it nice, man. Let me tell you. Okay. With every furnace, you got your gauge, of course. And then that's your activate button. There's no power because it runs on gas. This is your output side. And your import side. So, what we're going to do to start off with is steel. And you can do this with all your ingots if you're not sure, right? Steel requires at minimum 1 megapascal of pressure up to 100. Now that the pipes on this thing will blow up before then, but so just figure that's max pressure, you know. And then a temperature of 900 Kelvin, and it does convert it to Celsius for you. 900 Kelvin to max, right? So we need 900 Kelvin and 1 megapascal of pressure. So I think if we just start out with, should we do 8 and 4? 6 and 3. Let's try 6 and 3 first. Alright, fine. 8 it is. As long as you do 4, and then you have to hit the ignite. 8. And then we split this into 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there you have it. Yeah, almost 2K. We're good. We just gotta throw the iron in there. Thing is the pressure will increase and the temperature will go down. So. And this is gonna give us 200 ingots of steel. So we'll have enough for a little bit anyway. It goes quick, man, because you use steel for a lot of things. There we go. When the activation light is green, you've got a perfect, you know, temperature, pressure, all conditions are right. So you just open up your valve and there you go, 200 grams of steel. So we can actually vent this. I try to get it down below 10 megapascals and it'll just kind of start cooling itself.
Waste tank caution.
Because you know there's no pressure. Oh, we're on Mars though. Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on that. I bet it cools though. Yeah, it's cooling right now. Okay. Gonna have to put a... So... I have my tablet. don't have my Atmo tablet though. Anyway, there's gas in here, right? Obviously, we know there's volatile gas and oxygen gas because of the fuel mixture we made, but we smelted iron and hydrocarbon. So, um, iron will off gas carbon dioxide and pollutant, right? And then hydrocarbon. Ooh, maybe it's just carbon? What about coal? Yeah, see, coal, wow. So, yeah. So they off gas gases, CO2 and pollutant. So there's going to be, if we had our atmospheric um, cartridge, we would see pollutant, volatile maybe, oxygen maybe, and carbon dioxide for sure. Those other two gases. And at certain temperatures, right? We actually just go here. At certain let me pause this. At certain temperatures, right, things change states, right? They'll go from gas to liquid to solid. So we just have to be careful. I can make something to alleviate any liquid that we accumulate in that pipe. But if you look, which one are we on? Ball? Yeah, ball. Vol, and we'll convert it to Celsius real quick. Yeah. So we know Mars will get to about, what was it, 52 to minus 52? Somewhere in there. Yeah. So we know on Mars, we're actually pretty good as long as. Yeah, it'd be the pressure, right? Yeah, it'd be low pressure. But even then, we don't meet the threshold because Mars doesn't get any colder than that. So our volatile will always be a gas. And then if we go back, carbon dioxide will be a different story, I believe. Yep. So Mars gets to minus 52. Yeah, see, it'll almost turn to ice. And then high enough pressure, right, it becomes a liquid. Right? So we're going to have, my point is, we're going to end up having liquid in here at a certain temperature, and liquid in a gas pipe is not good at all. And I believe we can take care of that in the bender, the hydraulic pipe bender. But goal achieved today. Furnace built, steel made. Let's just put that in here for now. So, I think we should take care of that so I don't have to keep replacing the pipe. And what we want is a drain. Just need some iron. Yeah. So what'll happen is as the... What do I do for dinner since Boston? I cook myself, man. Hey, inline, how's it going, man? Welcome in. So what this is going to do is any liquid that we accumulate in that gas pipe is going to seep out of the drain and into the atmosphere. just put that bad boy. Right there. Now we don't have to worry about it. Do we have... I think we've got temperature for iron still. Chicken burgers? I'm thinking about making, like, Swedish meatballs or something. Simple, fun chicken patty, mayo, and Swiss. Yes, sir. Oh, and even Swiss? Yeah, I like Swiss too. Or, provolone? Yeah, we got enough for iron. Temperature fluctuates. You see that green light go off? Gotta have cheese, yep. I don't think we have enough for gold. We can look, though. Home, ingots, gold. 600, oh, is that it? Yeah, we're good. We can make some gold. Cheese is a fruit group. Yeah, it should be, right? Yep. Well, dairies, yeah, it is. Yep. I still remember that commercial from way back in the day, right? What was it? For centuries, man believed that the moon was made of cheese. In July of 1969, Neil Armstrong and the crew of the Apollo 11 landed on the moon. We haven't been back since. Behold, the power of cheese. You know? We are going back, though. I think we're actually gonna. I think they're shooting for a 2026 moon landing. Actually, who needs iron? You need iron. Anybody need gold? You're good. You're good. Looks like we need to get some copper, but I can mine that copper off camera. There's our steel. So, we want to try and get better solar. We got the pipe bender up, so that was one goal achieved. We do want to try and get better solar so we can actually track it. And then a station battery would be nice. Got a feeling we're gonna have to mine more resources, though. Because here's the good solar panel. We need 20 copper, and we got the steel. I got 20 copper in there. Yeah, but we're gonna have to go get some more. Your mind would blow up in this game. It's about as bad as Satisfactory. Yeah, yeah, but you don't have miles of machinery. You know, you've got these are the machines. Um, we did put kind of a chute system on this so that we could smelt from inside, but I have to go outside to hit the activate button. But now that I've got that furnace out there, this can go away. I don't necessarily need it, you know. And then the only thing I'm gonna do is eventually you can build a stacker, because as it is right now, when I print something, it's just gonna poop it out on the floor right there. If I build a stacker, right, it'll pile it into the stacker, and you can set your stacker to a certain count. right? So like I usually keep my stackers at 50. And then, cause that's the max stack size, except for ingots. Like ingots, I think is like 500. But so that's the max stack size for most items. You know, some of them are 10, some are 20, whatever. But yeah, I usually put a stacker at the end of my machines that like have that give out multiples of items. So like this, because this prints like your sheets, the electronics printer. Uh, you use it for your cable coil, and man, you're gonna go through miles of cable. And then I don't necessarily put a stacker on there. I think at towards end game I do. Um, is there a finishing point to this game? Nope. I mean, a lot of people once they, because I watch quite a few people play this. I gotta pause this. Um, Once they make the super alloys, which I can show you, these here, these are the end game alloys. Once they make those, quite a few people will, you know, start over. But you're already like, shoot, I haven't. I've made a few of these on my moon playthrough. I've made the waspaloy, the stellite, and the astraloy. I don't think I've made the inconel and the hastaloy yet. No, I think I actually have made the ink canal. Because isn't the ink canal used for the sensor lenses? I believe they are. But anyway, a lot of people, once they get to the super alloys, like, that's it. You're end game, you're done, you know. But it just depends on how far you've gotten. On my moon playthrough, I'm still going. I finally got the trader pad up, so I'm able to communicate with traders, you know. But yeah, you can make this game last as long as you want. And I think Rocketworks, the way they've done the terrain generation now, because they did a a massive, what do you call it, update to the terrain. Before you could set up a deep miner by your base and you can get all the ores, all of it. Now with the new terrain update they released back in September, each region has a specific ore or ores in them. So you're gonna have to now go out and explore, right? Yeah, see? And they also reintroduced one of the rovers, the Mark II, I believe it is. They reintroduced one of the rovers, so now you're able to take build a rover, take it out, go exploring. And I believe the maps are bigger. I don't think they used to be uh I can't remember what the original size was, but man, they're huge now. I haven't found the edge of my map yet, you know, on the moon. So they used to actually be pretty small prior. So that's the beautiful thing about Stationeers, man. You can let it go as far as you can and keep going, you know. But some people, once they make those super alloys, they stop and then go to another planet or moon or whatever, because I mentioned in the first video we kind of went over the different starting areas. You've got Moon, which is easy. Mars, we're on now. Then you've got, what is it, Mimas, and then followed by Europa. Then it's either Venus then Vulcan or Vulcan then Venus. I honestly think it's Vulcan then Venus. I think Venus is actually the hard one. Yeah, there are more planets. And Rocketworks is actually, yep. You actually used to be able to travel between the planets. You don't anymore. I think the rocket was buggy, but they put the rocketry update out a while ago. And then so now the rockets are working, but I saw a news thing day or two ago that Rocketworks is developing like an orbital space above your planets here, so you will be able to go to orbit. Oh yeah. Yep. So that'll be cool, man. Uh, I'm hoping we'll be able to travel between the planets again. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. Because I'm on the like I've got a base on the moon, but I'm not connected to it, right? I would actually have to quit the game, load that save file up, and go. I can't go there from here. Maybe, who knows? Maybe in the future. Okay, so we were trying to get better solar. And we needed copper and steel. The steel we got. I was looking for copper. And I don't think I have very much. I think we can make one panel, but that's not going to be enough, honestly. I'd prefer two. Sure as heck got the steel for it. I really want to build two. I don't think I've got copper, though. And I just robbed from this one. So, let me just go out there and do it the quick way. I've got... I don't know why I keep hitting the space button. I've got 20 copper in here. That'll give us at least one more solar panel. Ah, but I need to set up all the logic too. Damn. Yeah, sorry guys. It's gonna be friggin' boring again. I've just gotta get copper. I try not to mine on stream, but hopefully you guys don't mind. We'll just maybe finish this stack off. Maybe get one more. Because we're gonna need the cable. Dude, I watch more mundane shiz elsewhere. I don't mind. Right? I mean, we're gonna get to the point where we put those deep miners up, and then all we have to do is travel to each deep miner, right? And pick up those ores. Won't have to mine again, unless you really want to. Because you miss it, you know? What do we got? 50, 36, 40, 43. See what I mean? If you so between this is just indicating there's copper there, that green. But above that you don't know. So it's a good idea to just mine above it. There, 2 stacks. We'll call that good. And we will come back to this hole. So we get two solar panels that can track the sun. We'll have it made. How's our temp? 682 Kelvin. Okay. Might be able to get one stack in.
Power low.
Maybe 2. Can we do a second one? That's something else we can do is set up that advanced lock if we have the material for it. That way you don't have to worry about that damn button. Okay. Need that light.
Hydration critical.
Hold on. Who needed copper? He needs copper. What's this battery at? Okay, we can swap that out. Unlock. Open. We'll shed the suit for a bit. I need light. That's something else we can do is put light in here. Okay, that's charging. So, solar panel. We've got enough to make 3, but I'm gonna make 2. Oh, that's slow. Yeah. We're gonna have to get some crops going pretty soon. We're gonna have enough power for that? That's something we could do. I wonder, 1, 2 shoot, maybe 3 shoots. And we can just pop the iron in from, or coal in from here. Ah. Oh, it did it. Nice. Okay. We don't have enough power to make 2 though, so we'll set these chutes up.
Waste tank caution.
Yeah, I'll take care of that in a minute. Oh, that's new. I don't remember that being there. Oh, cool. I wonder when they did that. I wasn't there yesterday. I is the hotkey to close your helmet real quick. Okay, so now we'll be able to feed that furnace from inside. Ah, damn it. Actually, I wonder, is that gonna work? Will the inlet go through the wall right there? Probably not. No. Which means I'm gonna need another chute. Inline, if you're still there, how's the game volume on the stream? It's not like blowing you guys away, is it? I think I actually have it turned down lower than me. Okay. Shoot. Inlet. No, outlet. That one. No, we want an inlet. I was right the first time. I must have stole the battery. Inlet. There we go. I know it looks weird, but it'll work. So now, I'm assuming I left the furnace on. If we were to just toss that in. Yeah. We're generating power. We will make one more. Yeah, in the drill, it's fine. I need it. I just need to make spares. I don't have any spares at the moment. Right now, everything's got a battery slot. I can open this, though. So that'll give us our 2 solar panels, and then we're gonna need, a daylight sensor. Oh, man. We're gonna need a bunch of stuff. I think I'll use steel frames though, because it is cheaper. Somebody did the research. It's cheaper to do it that way. We'll make some steel frames, steel sheets, a daylight sensor, and I think I'm gonna need a shit ton of logic chips. I need a logic reader times 2. Oh, it's been so long since I did this. Yeah, moon's easy. I explained in the first or second video. Let me pause this real quick. I explained in the first or second video that on the moon, it comes up at 90 degrees, technically 88. Well, it's 88 by the time it gets overhead, but comes up at 90, which is basically east, sets in the west, you know. So all you have to worry about with solar tracking is the vertical angle. And here on Mars, in my first video, I said that it came up on the horizon just outside at 97 degrees and then was tracking towards the south, right? So now we have a horizontal angle to worry about. So now I have to, instead of what used to be, what was it? I think, yeah, it was just 2 logic chips. It was a logic reader and a batch writer, you know? Now I need, like, shoot, 6, maybe more, 8, something like that. Because I got to have, on this exciting episode, we put together a solar panel, but pulling out our erector set from the shelf. Right? Yeah, once you're dealing with that's what I like about Stationeers, man. It's friggin' accurate. You know, gravity, atmosphere, uh, tracking the sun. It's insane. We'll get it figured out though. May not get it up and complete in the next 20 minutes, but we'll get it up. At least the panel up and the framework done. So, then we need a sensor. Iron I should do while we're here, before I do this, I need to replace my filters. Wow. That eats a lot. I thought it used to be 1 gram of iron. For next time. Do it again. Okay. There's the sensor for the daylight. Okay. And I forget. You need a logic reader from the daylight sensor. But you need 2 of them because now we have to read from the vertical and the horizontal. Then you need 2 batch writers to write to those angles. But you're going to need a math. F1 logic. Right, if you're not sure, like I know I need not a slot reader, but this kit makes everything we're gonna need, except for maybe the processor. So I need the logic reader. The logic reader is gonna read the daylight from the angle from the daylight sensor, and then the batch writer is gonna write to every solar panel that angle that we need for horizontal and vertical. So that's 2 each there. Then I need. I want to say it's. Might not be. Logic devices. So that we do need that memory for the offset. I think it's logic math because of the offset. That's the only reason we're doing that. So yeah, subtract. Yep, okay. Because if the way we lay the daylight sensor down, right, it's going to be normally on the moon, you can get away with sitting it vertical facing sunset, and then you don't have to worry about it. But on Mars, you need the vertical and the horizontal. So if you lay it, like on Mars, I tend to lay it flat. Well, flat would go along with I think it's the horizontal angle. So on the vertical side, you gotta change that to 90. That's where the memory comes in because we just add the 90 to the memory chip, and then with the logic math, we subtract that 90, right? So you're not getting a horizontal angle, but now you're getting a vertical angle. So we need that for sure. I think we only need 1 though. Gosh, it's been so long. We'll get it figured out though. So I'm gonna need at least. That's in the logic kit processor. I know you need a degree for this. Yeah, I had to figure this out on my own, dude. Right? So we need at least 4 of these kits. Okay. Search. Logic. Yeah, Moon is by far the easiest, you know, and you can kind of play around with this stuff on the moon. It's easier to set up solar on the moon too. So I need at least 4 of those. But once we set this up inline, you're done. With the batch writers, it'll write to the same device of each type. So I got about 15 minutes. Boss is in Delaware, so she wants me to call her before he heads off to bed. And it's a 4-hour difference there. Power. But I might actually do some off-camera mining. That way I don't have to worry about it. Okay. There's that. We'll set this stuff aside for next episode. And I think the processor, does that make the math one too? That makes the math, yeah. Logic math is from the processor. Is the memory though? Logic memory. Nope. Okay. So we need a logic math. Need that. And logic processor. I'll tell her hello for you. Yeah, I told her, did you get it? I told her yesterday when I talked to her inline that you might text her, so I warned her ahead of time to expect a text. I don't know if you guys got in touch. Forgot about that? Yeah, no worries. No worries. Actually, you know what? Maybe I'll put those mining charges in there. I don't feel comfortable with these in my locker. I may accidentally hit the activate button. Boom! All that work. Okay. There we go. We're doing pretty good here. Alright, so... is our steel still in here? Yeah. What we can do is set up a quick platform for the solar panels. That way we kind of know where to go with it. We're gonna need... We're gonna need space for the logic stuff. And if I remember correctly, just 2 frames by itself should be able to hold all the logic. And we can set it up in however we want, you know. But we do need some frames. Let's go. We got two panels, so one frame per panel, and then 2 more frames for set up all the logic stuff. So at least 4. Nice thing is with that steel, we'll be able to expand this base too. I don't feel cramped yet, but I think I'm getting there. And I haven't even set up the water yet. I was hoping to get that done today. Okay. Wish there was a hotkey to lock the helmet, though. That would be nice. Yeah, I woke up with a cough, man. That sucks. Excuse me for a second. Ooh. Okay. I don't really want to be too far away, and I want to continue my wind out this way. So, and we need our solar operation to kind of go this direction. We could, yeah, I mean, shoot, could just go out here. So what I can do is, that will be for the logic. This will be for our panels for right now. And we need steel sheets. That was you yesterday? Yeah. Well, like, go outside, man, and here it's been kind of nice. It's been 20 degrees at night, so I try to avoid that, but it's been almost 40 during the day, so not too bad. I try to do the outside stuff while it's at its kind of warmest point, you know. Alright, steel sheets. And we just need 4. See what I mean, though? You need multiples of items, and if I had that stacker, it would just pile up in the stacker, and then you hit the lever when you've got enough of what you need. Keeps it neat. Plus, when we start making pipes, man, the pipes are gonna shoot all over the room. Well, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I got about 8 minutes here. Tuning in and watching. Hopefully it's... I really enjoy Stationeers, man. It definitely gets your brain thinking. I think that's going to be it for this week. We'll see where we're at for next week, though. It'll probably be same time, about 4 o'clock local for me, which is in Alaska. It'll be 8 p.m. Eastern. And I'm not done. Hang on a second. I'm not done. You know, when I do these streams, I still have to go through and rewatch it and edit and post them. So I got a couple hours of work ahead of me yet. But I'm gonna take tomorrow off. I may work on the YouTube video. I'm kind of almost done with episode 2. It's almost ready for YouTube. Episode 1 is up. and then I got to do today's episode. So, but yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll be here for a couple more minutes. Get these solar panels up at least. So we'll put all of our logic here. This will handle the tracking of the sun because it comes up on the horizon about right there at 97 degrees, and it tracks this way and sets somewhere over here. So we'll put our solar panels here facing south. That way there's no visual obstruction, you know. We just have to remember we can't build anything over here. So, yep, solar panels. And then, oh man, if I remember correctly, do I have a build limit? No, it's not like what was that game in line where you did have you had like yeah, you had a limit where you could build you know, you could only build so much. And if you wanted to keep going, you had to tear something down. No, there's no limit here. The sky is the limit, literally. On my moon base, I have I have the main base kind of looks like that, but I've got like a greenhouse off of it and then an office space. And then I have a deep mining outpost, right? Because it's like on the tracker cartridge. Do I have that still? Yeah. On the tracker cartridge. Yeah, my beacon's not on. But if you scroll through and you look for my. Gosh, which one is that? Oh, it's the deep miner that's mining up my iron, copper, and silicon. That's a kilometer away. So I take the rover from the main base all the way over to it, and I've got an actual little outpost. It's just a yeah, it's a kilometer. You know, by the time you get there, and by the time you go to the silos and pull the ingots out, you know, you have to eat and drink, and you can't do that on the moon without you know taking lung damage in that. So I just built a little 3x3 building, put some oxygen in it, put a cooling device in it, and a locker. That's it, right? It's got its own power, so I'm able to go in there, eat, drink, charge batteries, you know, that kind of. Yeah, it is. That's kind of what I liked about that terrain update. RocketWorks is now forcing engineers or stationeers to travel out. You know, before we had everything at our main base. We never left. You know, but now you have to go out. You have to explore, which I don't mind. I don't mind that at all. Because I don't know if you guys have played Occupy Mars, but yeah. I think Occupy Mars was the same way. You got certain resources in certain spots. So I typically like to run my power and my logic on one side or the other. So what I'm going to do, I mean, you can use this. Let's see, where is it? Solar panel dual. Yeah, I think it's that one. See how there's only one? Occupy Mars was hard? Yeah. Um, See how there's one port right there for everything? I like to keep my logic and my power separate. So since our power is already over here, I'm gonna hook this up over this way. And it keeps everything nice and neat, right? I'll have my power on this side, my logic chips, and then the data on this side. And then as I build it, I can build this out and I have just one neat long cable going out this way for everything that I need. Um, and from what I understand in line, Occupy Mars, I don't know if it is now, But they are working on co-op because that was single player. So they're working on the co-op aspect of that one. That would be cool. So I think what we'll do is next episode, because I'm getting on time here. Next episode, we'll set up the logic for this, and then we can, what do you call it, build and forget, right? Once all this is set up, we don't have to worry about it. All we have to do afterwards is keep adding solar panels. The logic will take care of the solar tracking. So we'll do that next episode, and then I'd like to get my water going. We're making steel, so we may
Waste tank critical.
hold on. I'm gonna take care of that right now. Go back outside. So we may expand the base and add that greenhouse because I want to separate the plants this time. Normally I have it in the same breathing space as me. The people who own the studio behind Subnautica's pit. I know, dude. It's Crafton. Yeah, cause what 2000 I forget 21 2017 or something. They bought Underworld Studios, which is the ones responsible for Subnautica. And then I haven't really been keeping up lately. I haven't really seen much news, but um, Subnautica 2 was ready for early release this year. And apparently Crafting was saying, yeah, no, it's not. It's getting worse, huh? That sucks, man, because Subnautica was really good. I played Subnautica 2, or Below Zero, but I really like Subnautica. That was probably the better of the two. Um, but yeah, I want to keep my greenhouse separate this time. If I can find my Atmo analyzer. Yeah, right. So I went over this in the first episode, I think. Come on. There we go. Mars's atmosphere is perfect for plants right now. Minus the pollutant right here. They don't like that. But they like that CO2 and nitrogen, you know. Whereas my base atmosphere, yeah, that CO2 is actually not bad in here for that. I mean, I could, but I want to keep it separate this go around. And we'll just put an airlock in for the greenhouse and then
Air tank low.
pass through. So, yep. I don't know if I've done this yet, but you just drag your air tank because we don't need our helmet in here. You just drag your air tank into there,
Air tank
top it
critical.
off, and eventually this tank's gonna run dry, you know. So now we've got O2. All right, folks. Well, again, thanks for tuning in. Inline, thanks for stopping by. Always a pleasure, man. I appreciate your support. You've always been there. Everybody else watching, thank you. If you're watching later, thank you. You know, uh, that's gonna be it for this week. I'm gonna take tomorrow off. I might do some editing, but I'm gonna take tomorrow off from streaming. We'll see what happens next week. Pay attention to my sites. I'll post if I need to, if I feel like I'm gonna stream. So is it
Hunger
social?
caution.
Might be social. There it is. Yeah. So check either one of those two. I'll let you guys know if I'm gonna stream next week. It'll probably be the same time, 4 local for me, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central, 6 Mountain, 5 Pacific. Hope you guys have a safe weekend. Enjoy your Sundays off. Inline, good talking to you, man. I'll probably be in Discord here shortly. And I gotta call boss, so. Alright, cool, thanks. And we'll catch you guys on the next episode, episode 4, where we'll get to build some cool stuff. Alright, man. Y'all be good, be safe, and we'll catch you on the next one. Yep, later, Inline.